Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I hope everybody is doing well. I am getting ready to try and finish my journal, and I'm getting to the point where I'm decorating the blank pages, that are in the journal. I'm going to show you that real quick. We're still working on our Boho Gypsy journal, and I always, no matter how hard I try, stuff my journals and they get so full, and I'm at a point now where I cannot add, because I haven't even added all the ephemera that I've made, that I can't really add too much more bulk to it because I still haven't even added all the tags. But yet I still have a lot of pages in here that don't have anything on it, and that's okay. I always like my journals to have a lot of room to write in them. I want them to be able to be used for that. Most of the people that I've given these journals to and who have bought them wanted to be able to write in them also. So I always want to make room for that. And here's the thing is, even if you have a decorated page, on the other side, if you didn't, print on the other side, it may not have anything on it. So you may want to do something with that, but still allow it to be used to write on. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm going to do today. And there's a lot of different things you can do. One of the things that I like to do is a lot of times I'll stencil on them and I'll do different things, and I am going to do some of that just because it doesn't really add bulk, but it does kind of decorate it. But today I wanted to kind of do some stuff that's a little bit different. Let's see, where are all the ones that I did? Oh, they're over here. Okay, so I kind of want to show you what we're going to do. I have a lot of different examples. This is a doily that I did, okay, and I don't do these when I this is coffee dyed. I don't do this when I coffee dye them. I do them after, okay, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, this is one that's a doily. Okay. Okay, this is another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Okay, this one is a doily. Okay. There's another one. And I was just kind of playing around with this today. And there's a lot of fun techniques that you can use that are really easy. And you know what? And then this is one that I made. Oh, this one I think turned out kind of cool. Okay. So anyway, I thought we could do a little of that. And I can show you some things that you can do other than, stencil, which you've seen me do. All right, so first off, what I use. I don't use just regular, tea or coffee to stain these. Of course I do on the papers when I, for the way I coffee dye them, I just bake them in the oven pretty much. But I don't do them to do the doilies. I have tried that and I'm not good at it, and they never turn out right for me. I'm always disappointed, and I've just given up on it. Okay, so, and I've watched videos, tutorials, or whatever, and mine never turn out the way that other people's do. I think a lot of it is I am a very, very sloppy, a very sloppy, messy inpatient coffee dyer or tea dyer, and I don't have the patience to do it that way. So I found some shortcuts. So what I use, and I've showed you guys this before when I'm trying to vintage up my papers, I make an alcohol ink mixture, and I know it's hard to get alcohol now, but when you can. And by the way, 2 of these mixtures I made are with two of the bottles. I've made them with eyeglass cleaner that I got at the dollar store, and this stuff works pretty good. I can't tell a difference really from the alcohol. It does have a lot of alcohol in it, that's why. So I have seen this, and if you can get your hands on it, this will work. Okay, so, and I use most of the time, when I first started doing this, I saw, oh, you have to have 80% alcohol, you know, for it to work. And that's what I bought, and it's more expensive, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, then I ran out one time, and I made it with the 50% that you get at the dollar store, or other places you can get them a lot cheaper, and it worked just fine. I couldn't tell any difference. So I'm telling you, I don't know what the percentage of alcohol is in this, but you can smell it in here. So you know, don't buy the expensive stuff, but if you can't get a hold of any alcohol, that works. The other thing that works, and I am seeing this around a lot more, is hand sanitizer. You can use that. It's, you know, obviously it's thicker, and it doesn't spray very easily, but when you mix it up and, you know, add a little water to it, it actually works pretty well. I actually have it in this jar, and you can see it's pretty liquidy. I don't know what happens to it chemically when you, and I didn't even add any water. All I did is add the hand sanitizer and alcohol ink. And this is what I was going to say. This is what I use to come up with my colors, is I do buy the different brown. I make my other alcohol inks. I am going to buy some. I just bought some the other day because I wanted some other colors. But I just buy these little, these are Tim Holtz alcohol ink. This one's ginger, latte, caramel. I think there's other ones too, but I get the brown ones, and I will make a mixture. And sometimes, like, okay, in this bottle, that last bottle I did, I wanted it a little bit darker, so I added some vintage photo. So I actually have 3 different colors going on. Okay, see the ones with the little suds in it there? That's the one I made with the eyeglass cleaner, and but it works fine. It works just as good as the other ones. Okay, and so they're just basically, this one has like a little bit more of a reddish kind of copper tone. This is more of a coffee. I think this just has latte in it. And then this one has, I believe, which one was it? No, it wasn't vintage photo I put in there. I put walnut stain. It has a little bit of walnut stain with the latte, okay? But you just have to mix them to what you want, okay? Or what you like. And different things that you use, you'll use more. Now this is just the hand sanitizer and walnut stain and a little bit of latte, and I made it kind of dark because I actually use this to kind of stain things, okay? Just to, like, if I have one thing that I want to use and it works really well, and I just use a paintbrush, okay? I don't really spray it. I use it kind of differently, which I found that the hand sanitizer works really, really well for that because it's not so liquid, and it works really well. So it turned out that, you know, by not having alcohol, I figured that out. Okay, so I'm just going to take a piece of paper, and we're going to do something today. We're going to do it with these. These are hot pads, basically. Okay, these are made. This is just made to put your pots on. That's all it is. It's a hot pad. Okay. They're pink. I probably wouldn't use them But I mean, you know, I have like orange ones and stuff like that downstairs that are just square, no big deal. Well, this is where I got them from Amazon. And if you want to look at that and look it up, it's Yo Life silicone pot holder mats. And they said they're red. So this is red to them. Okay, you put that aside. I don't always have my packaging. I'm really, really bad about packaging, guys. So, and a lot of stuff I've crafted for so long and done so many things. I just have had them for so long, and I didn't save the packaging. So sometimes I just don't know, and I'm taking a wild guess where I got them from. So I apologize for that, but if I do know, I'll tell you. Okay, so what's cool about these is they're nice and heavy, and you kind of need the weight to keep them down enough till you can use them. I already did one with this. I guess I'll do another one. And then you can see. So this paper is one that I'm going to use in my journal. So I just have my normal paper, whatever I want to do inside or outside. It doesn't really matter. And this is going to be folded in half, so I'm just kind of trying to put this somewhat on you know, in half, so that, you know, each piece of paper will have some of it. So I'm just putting it down there, nothing fancy. And I am going to just take one of my sprays. I think I'll take, let's try the one in the middle. You can always go darker, you know. So I'm going to try this one. Oh, I was going to tell you too. I also have some tea, and I'll show you how it works just with tea and water, just regular tea that I made. Honestly, it will work with that, but the problem that I have is that it takes longer to dry, and I'm impatient, so I like using it with this, okay? And I like it kind of concentrated. So anyway, I am just going to spray fairly high up. And the trick is you want to get it wet enough but not too wet, okay? That's really what you want to do. And then I always make sure I get a little of this color on the other side. Yeah, it looks like I got it pretty good. Okay, while this is wet, this is what I always do. I take, what did I do? I had that big old pile of paper over here. Oh, here they are. I will take like another piece of paper, and I will put this on top just because I don't want to waste the ink that's already there. And you never know. Sometimes these impressions turn out, sometimes they don't. Because otherwise you're just wiping it off. So to me that just seems like a waste. So anyway. And you may not get a solid impression, but that's okay because we don't want perfect. We're not going for perfect. Okay. All right. I think that'll work. So that's the impression that we lifted off, which isn't bad, is it? Now, this is just a piece of paper that has not been coffee dyed, okay? So there's room to do stuff with that, but I'm going to put it up here. All right, now I'm going to pull this one off, and that's the impression that you left underneath, okay? And the reason that this kind of works is because when you do these, it's heavy enough to where it's kind of not it's not allowing the ink to go underneath it, okay? All right, that one didn't turn out great, but it turned out okay. I mean, I wouldn't throw it away. So anyway, I put that up there. Let me try a different one. We'll try this one. Okay. I'm going to put that in the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect because you'll never see it. All right, let me try it again. Oh, There's like a big blob in there. I wonder how that happened. It's probably just in the sprayer. Ooh, look, it's all black. It's like it didn't mix or something. Uh-oh. Here, I'll take that off of there. That's weird. It's like the color didn't mix. Huh. Well, we'll get another piece. All right. Stuff like that only happens. I've been doing this for like an hour. It hadn't happened the whole time. This only happens when I'm doing it on camera. Okay, let's try that again. All right. Get a bit more in there. Let's see if it works. Oh, we're still getting black blobs out of there, but you'll get the idea. I have no idea why this won't mix. And I always make sure I put some on the other parts of the thing so it matches. I'm going to put that on top. All right. You know, I'm sure what that is it's probably the walnut stain. It really shouldn't be mixed. I usually don't use it, but I did today because I was running low on the latte. So I think that's part of the problem. Okay, so that turned out pretty good except for the black blobs. Okay, but that's okay. I'll probably still use that. And then this one has a lot of blobs, but it turned out pretty good. If you look on the other side, you know, the concept is still good. Let me go ahead and clean that up a little bit. Got a lot of blobs in there. That's what I think happened. I think it just kind of decided to congeal in there because it's not really supposed to. I mainly use only alcohol ink in there, and this time I was running low. I don't know if I can see any blobs in there. Let me see. Oh, now it comes out perfect. It's just that, oh, there's a few spots. Well, we'll have to see. I'm probably going to end up just using this for background or just for tags or something, but I don't want to waste that ink. Okay, let me try another one. Hopefully I'm going to just use a different color and then that won't happen. Put that aside. Okay, so let me try this one. You get more paper. Now you do not have to use previously dyed, coffee dyed paper. You can just use, or tea dyed paper. You can use, you know, anything you want. I've got more papers here. These are not cut yet, but they'll still work. Okay. So let's try this one. And I'll try just a different color. I don't know. We'll see if this one will work. It's a lighter color. So it may not show up as much, but we shall see. All right. And then I want to use, where did my other papers go? Do I want to use that one? I thought I had another one that I was using that was just scrap. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. There it is. Ugh. Yeah, here we go. I just don't like to waste the paper, and I know that I will use parts of this for other things. Okay, so let me put that aside. Anyway, so that one turned out, it turned out okay. I don't think there's a big enough contrast on that. So anyway, that is how I did. Let me show you. Let me see that one, that one. Okay, so that's kind of how I did. That's turning out too blobby, if that's a word. Let me try this and see if I can get it to do better. Where'd my extra paper go? All right, so there's that. And believe it or not, I'm going to show you what we'll do with those later, and they'll turn out pretty cool. And then this. Okay, so the trick on this, honestly, guys, is to not put too much on there. And I did put too much on there, but that's okay. That's salvageable. We can still do something with it later, and I'll show you what we do with that. Let's let it dry a little bit, okay? They can, you know, like I said, they can, it's a hit or miss thing. You don't want to put too much on there. You know, you want it to be, you want to be able to see the difference, but at the same time, if you put too much, then it just all kind of leaks underneath. So that's kind of what you have to do, and just take your time with it and it'll turn out okay. All right. I don't know why, just because I'm doing them on camera, they're not showing, they're not turning out. One of the things I love to use is die cuts. I have a ton that I don't ever use hardly. Ones like this work really well. That has this kind of design in it, kind of a lacy design. And that's kind of what I like to use. I'm just going to show you a couple just to kind of give you an idea. I've got this bigger piece of paper, but I can kind of show you how it works on that. Let me see where the middle is here. I always usually do my coffee die, make legal size sheets, because I don't ever know what size for sure I'm going to make my journals. So I have like a stash, and they're all this size. Okay, I put the flat part, not the cutting part of the die down, and I leave the cutting part up. And I'm not putting this over here because I know likely we're going to cut it and I want it more centered. So basically I'm going to kind of hold this down with my fingers, and I'm going to go over it and make sure there's no blobs coming out. Well, still are. All right, now I get more paper. Put that right here. And you can do this, you know, if you have an envelope sitting by or something else or anything you want. This will just put a design on whatever blank paper you have. And then you can go back later and add to it, okay? This is putting those blobs on there again, but that's okay. I'm just going to show you how cool that turns out. Doesn't that turn out cool? Except for the black blobs. You know, that's pretty cool. Okay, and then see how it is on the other side? I mean, I like that. And I even like this with the blobs on it. Okay, let me try a different color so it doesn't do that. Same thing, I put the flat side down of this die. I'm going to do it on the bottom. Maybe I'll try this color. I'm not finding enough contrast in this. That's what I think the problem is. Let me see, how much latte do I have in there? I'm going to put more latte, make it a little darker. Okay, let's see if I can get a little bit more contrast. All right. No, I forgot. I want to go ahead and put that on here. Probably do it right here. And this is just picking up the extra ink. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But, I mean, it leaves a design on there, and you may decide that you want to use it. Okay, that one didn't turn out great. I think it's because I got it just a little bit too wet. So I'm going to try it again. I want to get this other color on there if I can help it. Which side did I do it on? I think I did it on this side. And see, that'll turn out kind of sort of cool. Let's see. Now, that one turned out a little better. But I just think what it is it's kind of not enough contrast on there. That's why I had put the darker color on there. I'm going to just not use the coffee dyed pieces so that way you guys can see it better. I'll put that up there. I'll just use these plain pieces over here. Okay, so let me try it on here. And I'll try and like I said, the key really is to not put too much, because if you do, then it doesn't really show up too much because it just kind of makes a big blob. But you can see even on this one, it's a really good pattern. If it wasn't for the little black pieces, it would be really cool, but I might still do something with that. Okay, now I'm going to take this, and unfortunately I do think it moved a tiny bit, but can you see that, guys? You just have to have enough contrast in there. And those coffee dyed pieces. And the cool thing about this is these pieces, these were not coffee dyed. These were just parchment paper that I had. And, you know, I've got extra ink over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing this one piece because I think that these are going to end up on the back of things. So I want to go ahead and use all these up. Okay, and I'll probably do something with this too. I'll leave that up there. Okay, so that turned out good. Let's try this again, and we'll do this like that. Or maybe we'll just do, I'm going to do it like this. I don't know. Or maybe on the bottom, just on the bottom. Or maybe I'll just get another one. I haven't tried this one. I could do that. Or maybe a square one. That'd be kind of cool. And let's just put that down. And if your die is a little bent, you may want to hold it down because you don't, the point is you don't want stuff getting underneath it. This may be too intricate for this to turn out well. I think I'm going to try this one. I think this one will turn out better. I can't open anything with my gloves on. Okay, let me do that. Well, it's similar, but not the same. All right. I'm going to have to get more alcohol inks that I can use. All right, so I think that'll work. All right, and then where's my piece that I had? Put that on there. And I'm, like I said, I'm not doing anything with these ones on top other than just adding things to it to maybe use it later. Okay. Yeah, so that turned out pretty good. So if you, now when they dry, they look even better. So this would be, you know, your half a page. And that'll be your other side. I like that one. I think that turned out really good. Okay, so so you can use dies. I'm going to put that aside rather than go through the trouble of messing with it now, because I know that if I have to put it away, I'll never get it back in there right at this moment. Okay, so use your die cuts. They work really well. One thing, these actually work better than what you saw. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I'm going to try it over here, see if you guys can tell. Well, actually, you know what? Let me try it on. Let me see if I have. I got to get some more papers. Okay, guys, hang on a minute. I'm going to get a few papers, and then we'll keep going. Unless do I have any more under here? No, I don't. Okay, I'm going to go get some more and then. Okay, I got more papers so that we could try this, and you guys can see. Move that out of the way. There's a lot of different things you can do. Another one is use doilies. I'll tell you what, let me do the stencil first. Stencils work, but in my opinion, not great. Okay. Here, I'm just going to use this one first, and then you can see. I think if you're going to use a stencil, you might as well just, you know, use a brush, and then it turns out better. That's not bad, but let me show you. If you just were to take your, get one of these brushes, because I got a gazillion of them up here. It's kind of small. Get a bigger one. Thank you. Here we go. All right, if you just take one of these brushes and you use your vintage photo or whatever color you want to use, okay, and this stencil has seen better days, trust me, but it still works. I'm not real good at cleaning them, so you're just better off with a stencil. Oh, some of the silver came off on that. Oh, that's interesting. Probably because I had the alcohol ink. That's actually a really cool effect. I really like that. Can y'all see that? That's really cool. Huh. I wonder if I could do that all the way across. Huh. Interesting. Watch this, guys. Let's see what happens. Right? Let's see what happens. Sometimes mistakes turn out to be the best thing. I think that happens a lot, actually. You know, you don't have to press very hard for this at all. And a little bit of the silver came off, but not that much. It was coming off on this side. Anyway, that's kind of cool in itself, I think, but oh well. What I was going to say, though, is it doesn't turn out as well as a stencil. I mean, I don't want it to be perfect. I don't like things to be perfect, but I just think if you're going to use a stencil like this, you're better off just doing that. Let me show you this one. I'll put that up here with a stencil. See if I have a paper I can use it on. I don't actually hate this one, so maybe I won't do that one. I'll just start over. Okay, so I'm going to do this stencil on here, and I'll just show you the spray. Now this is a stencil that sticks, and I think that works better. You know, it just does a better job. I'm going to put it on the end right here. Somewhat straight, try to. Okay, and then I'll put this one on the other side so you can see it. Ay, I don't know if I'll be able to get it. Now you could make your stencil stick if it's thin enough with like glue stick, but I don't, you know, that's really the key, is to get the detail. You got to get it not to move or any of the spray to go under it, and that's kind of hard to do. So like I said, it's way easier to just, you know, use this than it is to me to do this, but it, you know, it's a different look and you may want that. So all right, so let's just say we're going to do that. All right, let me keep shaking it and then make sure. Oh, where did that come from? The cool thing about doing this on the paper that's not already coffee dyed is that, you know, you're coffee dyeing it. See, there's little black blobs. Oh well, I'll have to deal with that later. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to peel those off. And those turned out pretty good. Those turn out better because they stick to it. Okay, so you don't have the, you know, the spray going underneath. Here, I don't want to waste this, so let me get something to put that on again. Here we go. We're going to keep adding and adding. Maybe we'll get to a point where I like it. I actually like that other side with where the silver came off. I think it's kind of cool. So anyway, those kind of stencils work pretty good. These are sticky kind. You can find them a lot in the craft stores. It's just that you know, you could make your, like I said, put some glue stick on there or something to make sure. I think that's not how I had it. I think it goes the other way. Yeah, it has to go sideways like that. Okay. And get this extra ink off of there. Alright, so I'll deal with all that later. See, this is how my stuff gets a mess, is if I'm making a video, I don't really stop to clean things up. I just kind of throw them aside, and then by the time I get to them, they're kind of a mess. So that didn't really turn out too bad, other than a couple of blobs, but you know, you get the idea. See how it looks on the other side? It doesn't look all that bad. You know, you could do more, but now realize whatever you do is going to show through on the other side. So now this side has not been coffee dyed at all, so if we put this other color on there, this is a little bit lighter, you know, and then you could decorate that up and do whatever. And now you can kind of see through the stencil. You know, it has a few little spots on it, but that's okay. I can live with that. I have no idea. I think I have never mixed the distress ink in there, and it is I think, reacting to the alcohol. So, you know, you're not supposed to do that, but I did because, like I said, I was running out of ink and I was trying to get the video done. Okay, here's one that I use that is along the lines of the stencil. This is a big plastic doily, and it's actually a placemat, which I'm like, this is so ugly. It's like a gray color. Who would want that? But apparently it is. So anyway, this one, I just take the smooth side, put it where I want it. And this turns out kind of cool. I gotta move these aside. They're kind of in the way. Move those over there. I'm gonna move that away. All right. So let's see. I think I'll use this medium colored, so hopefully we don't get any blobs. All right. And you really kind of want it as flat on there as you can. I think the last time I took it and I wrapped it to try and get it on there kind of tight. Hold on. It's a little crooked too. Not that it's going to matter. It's on two sides, but the tighter it is, you know, the better chance you're going to not get any of the alcohol ink underneath, and you'll get a better impression. So I do that one. Come on. Okay, that's a little bit tighter, crooked but tighter, so I can get that down. Move that down just a tiny bit. That way it'll be somewhat centered. Okay, now I've got that down there like that. Take my alcohol ink, and I am just gonna spray all over. Not put too much, but put enough so it covers everywhere. And this pattern is kind of neat. To me, it looks like a big jellyfish in the middle. Alright, so anyway, I think I got it everywhere. And then let me see. I'll put a little bit of this other color on there. It's got a little bit more pigment in it. Okay, so now I'm going to lift that off, and you can see the design. There's some drips and things in there, but it's kind of cool. You've got a little design over here, all over, and it'll turn out pretty good. Put that up here. I'm going to take that while we have it, and I'm going to take a piece of paper and, you know, just stick it on there, because we are not going to waste all that beautiful ink and that impression, because it could turn out to, you know, it could turn out to be something we really like. So, okay, here we go. And that really turned out to be nothing, but that's okay, because we took that ink and we didn't waste it, and so we have it on this paper. So if we want to take our tea dye later, which I have, this is just plain old tea dye, we don't have to use ink. We could just do that, right? Or we could take some more of our alcohol ink and just put that all over here. And, you know, we never know what you're going to end up with that you might like. You might like it that way, okay? It might turn out to be something you think is cool when it's all dry. You may want to just say, hey, I'm just going to use that to back papers or something. But you don't want to, I don't like to waste the ink. So, and I don't like to waste the paper either. So, even if I don't like it, I end up using it usually. Okay, so now, what else do we have? Let me show you the doily, which is really kind of cool. Let me get some of this cleaned up because it is getting kind of soupy. See, that's why I don't really like using the tea stain, because to me it's way messier than the alcohol ink. The alcohol ink just dries much faster. So, and it's a lot more concentrated. Now, like I said, I've never really mixed it before, which apparently I'm not going to do again because it did not mix well, but you get the idea of what we're trying to do. So, okay, so one of the things I love doing is using just a real doily. This doily started out as white, okay? Just like these, okay? And I use it, and it's turned out this beautiful color, of course, without doing anything to it other than using it. Okay. Got another one right here that's kind of cool. I might use this one this time. I don't know. All I do is just take my paper, you guessed it, put the doily down. Okay. Let's see, what color are we going to use this time? I don't know. I'll try this one. Oh man, I don't know. Do I want to go back to this? It's done me wrong so many times. Are there specks coming out again? I just like the color. Without the black specks, of course. So anyway, all you do is just the same thing, just spray. Of course, this started out as white, and now it's not, so I'm going to take this. This could make a really cool impression, so. And there's a lot of ink on there, so we'll see. So that's how that turned out. Kind of cool. Put that up there. Okay, so I think that turned out good. I think there's too much contrast, so I probably would take the lighter color and just kind of go like this on here, just so there's not as much, you know, right? And when that dries, I think it'll look really cool, right? I'm going to put you up there to dry. Got a big old pile. I will do this one that I did before. Let's see, where did that go? Which one am I using? Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of this. Up high. And then this is kind of a coppery color. I like mixing it with it. It's kind of cool. All right. Need a blank piece of paper. You know, I think I'm going to use this one again because I don't, not that one. Where did it go? Can't find it. I thought I put it up there. Oh, here it is. Here we go. I'm going to use the back of it. And see if we get a really cool impression with that. All right, so we got kind of a cool impression on the other side. This is not going to be like a final until you add more to it, because you're going to have to add more color because we didn't ever. So that turned out pretty good. Again, there's a lot of contrast, so I would probably add just a little of this to kind of blend it in a little better. And I think that turned out really cool. All right, anyway, put that up there to dry. And what else did I have left? Oh, regular old doilies, just regular old doilies. I don't always think they turn out that great, but these are paper doilies. But the cool thing is, if they don't, then you've coffee dyed your doilies, so it works, you know, it's a twofer. Okay, I just have a couple paper doilies, and I'm going to put them on here. And the reason I'm doing two is I want them to, I'll just overlap them in the middle because you won't see that. And I'm just going to lay them down, try and get them down. Okay, that's the other way, flat part down. I think it turned out better when I did it like that last time. Okay, so just put them down. Oh my gosh, I gotta mix up these colors good. Okay. Like I said, it's just a fine line between getting enough on there and then not enough, okay? Now on this, I don't know where my tweezers went. I'm going to pull it up, okay? And then I'm going to move it over. Okay, so we got a pretty good impression on that. So I am going to take some of my lighter color and just lightly mist it. So it blends a little bit better. Oh, shoot. That's just going to make it wet. Should not have done that. That was just my regular tea dye. Okay. So anyway, that's that one. So we will let it dry. And I think it turned out pretty good. All right. And like I said, here's the really cool part. You have two dyed doilies that you can use now, right? There you go. And see, the cool thing about this, we've already done one side. You know, eventually you can I'll just leave that over here. Okay, let's see, what else was I going to show you real quick? Okay, I think that was pretty much it. I did want to show you that you can use, this is the that paper that's made to look old. So you can take, hopefully this one will turn out better. Look at all those black marks on there, right? I'm going to try this, well, I don't know. I'm going to try this one again so you guys can see that it actually does work. Okay. All right. So here we go. You can use this stuff, this thing, and it really looks cool because you can, you know, just add a little bit to this and you can just completely not get away with not even coffee dyeing your paper, which I do. Sometimes I don't. You know, I just do this. I usually always have coffee dyed paper, but okay, let me get this to put on top. Actually, let me get one of these so you can see it. Oop, I'm dropping things. Anyway, this is just, I don't know, I think I got in a pack of 40 of these old. And I have some that are darker too, and I really don't like those. I really don't use them very much, and I probably should not have bought them. I thought I was buying the same thing, but occasionally I use them. All right. I just kind of like these kind of middle colors here. So there you go. That looks kind of cool. And you can actually just add a little bit, you know, to that, and that would be, you know, that'd be a really nice page. Okay, that looks cool. See, it turned out this time, guys. So that's how it's supposed to look. All right, more like that. So you have the positive and then the negative, and that's kind of how it looks. Okay, this has stuff all over it. So let me do one more so you can kind of see. You could take a little bit of another color and put it on there if you wanted to. And then that, what I'm saying is you can make that look like the whole thing has just been, you know, coffee dyed, and you know, you haven't really done that much to it. I don't think I have. I have one more sheet like that. Let me try that. And I think I did put one sheet like that in my journal. So, that, you know, I haven't done anything to, so that'd be kind of cool. And the trick is to make sure too that you're up high enough that you're not getting underneath it. And it's okay if you get blobs and stuff like that, because you know what, that just adds to the character. Alright, I need a blank sheet over here because I don't like to waste the ink. Right? And I mean, it makes a really cool design, and when you add some more ink to it, I mean, I think both ends they're both worth having. Okay. So that's cool by itself. Now this is just the parchment paper, okay? But when that dries, we can add more to it and it'd be really cool looking. This, oh yeah, see, now it turned out. See? That's how it's supposed to look, guys. Okay? So that's kind of a cool look. On the back, it'll end up looking like that, which is not bad, I don't think, right? Let me show you. I'm going to show you some of these that are dry, so that way you can get an idea of what they look like and then call it a day. This, again, I would add some more other color to it, so that way it's not just, you know, probably a little bit more of a darker color in here too. Okay, and then I know there's a blob, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so let me let those dry, and we'll start from the bottom of the ones that we did, just to kind of see which ones turned out okay. Those did not. All right. That needs a little bit of color to it too, doesn't it? Right? I think we got another one up there too. Let's see. I thought we did another one of those, a couple of those. I don't know where they turned out. Where did I put them? Huh. I do not know. Anyway, they're somewhere on this desk. I have no idea now. Okay, so this is our kind of our jellyfish looking one. It turned out okay. I would like more definition than that. This is the one that we just did. That's not too bad. This is the lace doily, the actual material one. This is the paper doily. Here's another material doily. That would be the back of a doily. So I think you would have to do a lot more with that. This is just the off print of that pot holder, and then here is what was left, and here's another one like that, and then here's another one. I do not know what happened to our other oh, here they are. Okay, so this is our stencil that we did. Here's another stencil. You know, and I think they turned out okay. They're not, I don't think they turned out too bad. This is the die cut. All right, and Here's another die cut. Okay, and let's see what else we got. I didn't tell you the last thing. I'll tell you in a minute. Now there's more die cuts here. And that is a doily. I don't know if I like that one that much. This is, yeah, this is just a doily. Here's one. I think this doily turned out kind of cool. Right? And then this is that same placemat. And it does has really kind of a cool look to it, I think. You know? The other thing too, guys, you don't have to do this with just brown alcohol inks to make it look like coffee dyed. That's what I'm doing for this. But you can certainly use a color, okay? Like I have purple here. I've got some blue. You can use a color. I mean, you don't have to use just the brown, okay? Let's see. Let me see. I don't know if I'm going to do it on that. Maybe on this I'll show you. What can I do? I'll just do this on top of that and then you'll see. Watch this. Okay, this is a pinky color. Oh yeah, if my sprayer works. Well, maybe we won't use that color. Hopefully one of these will work. Okay, this is blue. And of course you can mix colors. You don't have to just have one. This is pretty intense, but you get the idea. Alright. Oh gosh, what color am I going to put on there? This is one I'm not going to use probably, so I'll put that on there. Right. All right. See, that turned out really kind of cool, didn't it, guys? And that, you know, this is coffee dyed paper, so you can see the possibilities with that. And then let's pick this up and see how it looks. Oh yeah, see? So that's kind of cool, I think. You know, I mean, that has a lot of possibilities, so I love this. So there you go. The other thing that you can do, which I've got done this all over, is you can actually copy your doily if you want to. Put a piece of coffee dyed paper behind it or parchment paper and then copy it onto parchment paper. I just copied it onto parchment paper. You could copy it onto coffee dyed paper. And, you know, if you want a crisper look, I don't like that, but you may want to do that. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That's all I have. I just thought I would share that with you while I was doing it. It is a lot of fun, and it is kind of messy. So you may want to do, you know, more than what you need just for that journal at the time. So you get them, you know, you get a stash that you can just kind of pop in. And like I said, you can always use the, you know, like for instance this one, I don't know, I could back a card with, I could back a tag with that, right? That's kind of cool. Or, you know, with that. So it's not, you're never wasting your time, I don't think. So, you know, I've got all these here that, you know, I can pop in somewhere. So, you know, they're easy to do, a little messy, not that hard. Okay, so I wanted to pop on here real quick and show you guys the finished product so you could see them all. I really love this blue. I'm kind of wishing I'd have done more colors, but I think that's really pretty. And then here's the other part to that. Here's another one that I did. And then another one with a few drops of pink in there. matte doily, the die cut, the plastic placemat, the fabric doily, the pink trivet, lace doily, stencil, paper doilies, trivet, and then here's the trivet where I haven't put anything on here yet because I kind of like that, so I'm trying to, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Anyway, that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you what they all look like dry. I think they turned out good. There's a couple of them I just kind of put aside, but that's going to always happen when you're doing a bunch like that. So mainly it was just because I mixed the distress ink with the alcohol ink, which you should not do. Okay, so that's it. Just wanted to show you the finished product. Thanks a lot.